Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. I feel definitely today over an overindulgent weekend. I struggle really bad with anxiety after a weekend of drinking. I wake up to a sense of dread. I know alcohol blues is a real thing and it hits me hard on a Monday, or in this case, Tuesday. It started to really affect my mental health, and I'm not sure how to go about it without giving up alcohol altogether. Have you guys dealt with the alcohol related anxiety in the past? For context's sake, too, I haven't done anything wrong or crazy, but I spent all night stressing about every bad decision I've made in the last 10 years. Is that normal? We spoke about that when I was talking about no music at work, didn't we?
Yeah. This is almost like I've written in myself, this email, because that is exactly what happens to me. I was out Sunday. Yesterday, I felt pure dread when I woke up because I didn't remember the end of the evening. People telling me, how drunk I was towards the end of the evening. It drives you up the wall. Then last night, because I slept during the day because I was hungover, last night I'm up to the middle of the night watching Black Sails, the pirate show, till like 2 a.m, knowing I've got to wake up at 7 for the builders to arrive today. Laying there, worrying about stuff that happened in 2008. Why?
I was doing that today. Like my stomach was a bit funny today, as it always is, standard stuff. But it was just getting me down because I was tired as well. And I was thinking about this time when I was just come back to the co-op as a supervisor. And it's pissing down with rain, and this woman come in fucking UGG boots and slipped over. And I didn't know what to do because everything was online, and Jamie and Alex wasn't answering their phone, so I'm fucking stressing out. She's yelling at me because she fell over. Yeah. And I'm like standing there. It's like fucking God knows how many years later. And I'm like, why does it even fucking matter? Like, why am I thinking about this shit?
That person is not even thinking about it now.
No, not at all. And I'm like thinking to myself, what could I have done differently? Or what could I said to her? And I'm like, but why? Why do that?
Last night, I was laying there thinking about a friend that I fell out with in 2008, the year I left school. I fell out with him in that year. And I was thinking, how can I reprise that with friendship? And I'm thinking, and then I wake up this morning, I'm like, what the fuck is going through my mind?
I don't give a shit.
He probably don't even give a shit. I don't give a shit on a normal day. But why? I think alcohol naturally is a depressant, isn't it?
And the downer. It's like a drug, right? So like you're really high, and then once you've stopped, you're on a downer. Yeah,
you're on a downer. And I think, like with this guy, overindulgence as well. I feel massive, especially after trying to eat well and drink less alcohol. When I have a weekend like this weekend just gone, the overindulgence gives me massive guilt in general, because I've eaten shitty foods and stuff. So that guilt then manifests itself into situations where you felt guilt in the past, and then you start stressing over it, and your anxiety, you start going to an anxiety spiral. And I think that is a natural thing that happens. But if alcohol is boosting it to the point where you are stopping yourself from sleeping and you're struggling, then you have to give alcohol a rest for a little while. Like, my mental health has not been better than it has been over the last few months when I've been drinking a lot less. It's definitely connected.
I have like one or two, and I'm fine. And then, just to because I enjoy it. Like, I drink cider now. I enjoy the taste of that.
Yeah.
More than I do beer. So, like, if I had like a weekend or something like that, cold cider, yeah, please, thanks very much. But like, yeah, you're right. It's just,
and I do think there's a difference between, like, it depends how people drink, but how I was drinking Sunday because I'm out and I'm doing things with people, that's a completely different drinking situation to what you would do at home when you're chilling out and relaxing. but the head you get, like after a big night out or whatever, or a big day out, is awful. Like, I'm going to go 10 days in Mexico. I'm not going to drink anywhere near the amount that I drank on Sunday on any of them 10 days. I have cocktails and stuff and enjoy my food and drink, but I won't be doing it to excess to the point where I'm drunk. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that definitely draws anxiety. If your memory starts getting patchy and stuff like that, you need to slow it down and calm it down. Definitely.
Yeah, we said in the past, it's like taking a break is not never having it again. It's just
No.
giving your body time to like recover and
Yeah.
sort of like things like that. When I get into those points where at the minute what I'm doing is when I get to those, like when I was thinking about that woman that slipped over, I would then what have I done? I would then try and think of something like a roll or something I wanted to make,
Yeah.
because because to me, because obviously it's like a hobby, right, at the minute, and it's something I enjoy doing. So instead of thinking about something what I should have done, I think to myself, oh, this weekend, what should I make? And I was thinking about different cakes and things like that, and that was keeping my mind occupied on something to look forward to than to something to regret.
I think men especially were known for bottling things up and keeping it in.
Yeah, because that's what you're brought up as. When you're
Yeah.
younger, you're taught to be a man and, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
deal
and I
with your
think
things on your own.
I think as the kids are coming up now, they're being more and more open. But still, in our generation, I think that we bottle so much up really that we shouldn't, and I think that shows. And I think anyone that went through the lockdown, I always go back to the lockdown with my mental health. Anyone who went
Mm.
through that amount of time sitting and thinking about yourself is what like bred that into me. Like, I was like fucked up after the lockdown because I didn't know I had all these issues, and all of a sudden I had them. I
Mm.
think that that's brought on by and can be made worse by alcohol. It's brought on and can be worse made by food. Whatever your vice is, like if someone smokes and then they feel guilty for smoking, it's the same situation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. I
Um,
find though that like restricting myself too much brings on guilt. Like if I
mm,
were like all the diets and stuff like that, I always failed because I
you're
was too
going too far.
restricted.
Yeah,
So like I always do, like I'd much rather learn to
manage it.
manage it. Yeah. So like if I'm doing well and I go out and I'm like, I want a can of drink or I want to make a cake, I just do it because I'd much rather do it and have the satisfaction of having it than to punish myself for giving in to something, or to like, I don't get that buzz from like rejecting something. Like I won't wake up the next day and be like, oh, you know what? I'm glad I didn't eat that chocolate bar yesterday. I'd wake up and be like, why don't you just eat the fucking chocolate bar, you dickhead?
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
people get a buzz from achieving that they didn't eat something. Where I'm like, no, you should have eaten it. Why didn't you eat it? Why are you putting yourself down because you didn't fucking eat it?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like every now and then, for me, that's what I do. Like sometimes I turn to speed, I'm like, I fancy a can of drink. I'll just go get one. And that's
Yeah.
it then. For me, that's it. I'm not dwelling on it. I've done it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And I think that is the healthy way to be when it comes to indulgences and stuff. Like, if you know you're going to have an overindulgent weekend, on the lead up to, if I knew I was on Sunday, on the lead up to that, I tend to stay away from things as much, so then I didn't feel as guilty about what I drank and ate on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So then, like, the week I was being really good and treating my body well. So then on Sunday, with the overindulgence wasn't such a big thing. But the
Mm.
anxiety, I think, is slightly. You think it's connected, but I don't think it is really. I think it's just made more apparent in your mind because the alcohol brings that out because it's a
Yeah.
depressant.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the anxiety is already there. It just gets highlighted.
But I mean, like, hobbies are always a good thing. Like I said, like, when you feel low and stuff like that, you need something to switch off and to concentrate on,
Yeah,
which are hobbies are always good. Or like things to look forward to. And like I always say about people like grounding, like people use meditation or they count down from something. Like you just got to stop focusing on that one point that you can't change. That's basically what anxiety is, isn't it? You're just focused on things that can't. So
you could buy an 800 page book, like I have,
or a mixer that does fuck all that I've still got to send back. Yeah, it's always fun in that. But yeah, anxiety is one of those things that, you know, if you're really struggling, we always suggest finding someone to speak to. There's no harm in going and seeking professional help. That's what they're there for.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
We love you listening to the podcast, and we help a lot of people just because things we say sometimes resonate with people. But if you're really struggling, you need to seek someone.
Obviously, our sponsor is BetterHelp. You can go to them. You can seek out help from them. You could go to your local GP and see if you can get counselling. I think you can get a few free sessions through them. And it doesn't have to be, if you're worried about doing it in person, it can be over the phone with a lot of companies now. Until you built up that confidence. So,
but I mean, it might just be a case of taking a break from the alcohol and you might feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, might be as simple as that.
Definitely.
I mean, a break does not mean forever. Well, unless it's a relationship, because some breaks definitely mean forever.
Yeah, unless you're Ross and Rachel.
But thanks everyone for the emails.